Hi, it's Elizabeth from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and today we'll be doing the handover video of the eldest Encore 275. In your gas locker, it will hold two 6kg gas bottles. You always want to make sure that they're strapped in nice and tight with these blue straps, just so they don't rattle around when travelling. When you connect your pigtail to the gas bottle, remember it's left to tighten, right to loosen, opposite way around being gas, and you'll need a spanner just to nip this up really tight. And then turn the gas flow on and off with the dial on the top here. If you've turned your gas flow on but you're not getting gas in your vehicle, just press this black button down for a couple of seconds. This just allows the gas to flow from the bottle through the pigtail to the van. Under the van behind your back wheel, we've got your fresh water drain off point. So to drain the water down, you just want to twist the handle round. Your fresh water will drain out of your vehicle. You want to do this when you're winterising your van, so you don't leave any water in the tanks to freeze and cause frost damage over winter. But also if you're travelling home or from site to site, you don't need the extra weight of the water, so you can dump it out and then refill when you get to your new destination. At the back of the vehicle at the top, we've got your reversing camera. We've then got your two bike rack bars if you ever wanted a bike rack fitting at a later date. We've also got your freshwater filler point. And then at the bottom we've got your tow bar. Next we've got your freshwater filler point. So you'll need a length of hose and some adapters, as some sites just provide a brass tap. Then pop your hose pipe through there and fill your water tank full. And once you're done, pop your cap back on and then lock it with the key so no one can tamper with your fresh water. Next we've got your cassette. So as long as the blade on the inside of the toilet is closed, you can pull the orange handle up and slide your cassette out. And then to empty, you just twist the handle round, unscrew, and then empty it out. And at the same time, you want to push in this orange button. This just allows some air in and stops it from clogging. You then want to swill it around with some fresh water, empty that out, and then put some blue or green liquid in the cap. Put it back on, and then your cassette's ready to use. Under the habitation door, we've got your wastewater drain off point. So what you want to do is just take it out of its holder and lie it on the ground, and then use your green handle and just twist around gently, and then all your wastewater will come out. You want to do this when you're winterising your vehicle, so again you don't leave any water in the tank to freeze and cause frost damage, but also when you're going home after your holiday, there's no point travelling around with the weight of your dirty water, so dump it out before you leave. Next we've got your hookup point. So when you're hooking up your cable to your vehicle, you just want to lift the hookup point out and then align your cable to the vehicle and push it on. And then next we've got your external barbecue point. So you need an adapter and a length of hose to connect to your Cadillac or barbecue. And then when you've got your gas flow on in your vehicle, you just turn the handle round. You've got a sticker up here as well. You'll get a flow of gas to your Cadillac and barbecue. Next, we've got an external locker that leads to the inside of your van. So you can store anything here. At the moment, we've got carpets and filler cushions, but you can store anything you'd like. And next, we've got your diesel and AdBlue. So to unlock your diesel cap, you'll just need your ignition key. And then when you're filling up AdBlue, if you go to a petrol station where they take Arctic lorries, you'll be able to get it on the pump, but you can also buy AdBlue in drums. On the passenger side, which is on the outside of the door, you've got your bonnet release. Under the bonnet, the main things you want to focus on is your screen washer fluid, your engine coolant and your brake fluid, your oil and your dipstick, and then we've got your negative and your positive down there if you need to give or receive a jump start, and we've also got your weight plates on the front as well. First thing you want to do when you get into your vehicle is turn your main control panel on. And then from here you can turn your internal lights on. You can turn your water pump on, and you can also turn your awning light on and off as well. When pressing the arrows, you can check your fresh water level, your wastewater level, a couple of settings, and then your leisure battery, the state of your leisure battery, And you just keep clicking through until you find what you want. When you want to turn your heating on or your hot water, if you click menu, and then on here you've got a few different options. So the top one is your internal temperature. So you can change this by clicking the plus button. Next you've got your hot water, so you can click 1 or 2. Next one is your energy, so you can either have 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt or 3 kilowatts of electric. Or you can have gas, or you can have them on together, depending on how much power you want. To turn your Dometic fridge on, you want to hold this round button down, and then your screen will light up. And then from here, you can scroll and select temperature, so you can either have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. 5 being the coldest, 1 being the warmest. Scroll to the energy levels, so you can either have on auto, which will automatically pick the best energy source it has, or you can scroll to vehicle battery, just gas, or just hookup. However, auto is probably the best one, so you don't have to keep coming in and changing which energy source you pick. In the cupboard above your fridge, we've got your TV aerial. So when you get to a site, you want to unscrew the bottom white catch and then push the aerial up, and then you can twist and angle depending on where the signal is coming from, and then make sure that you tighten the screw back up. And then before you leave, you want to unscrew it, pull it all the way down so it looks like this, and tighten it up just so it doesn't get damaged when you travel. To turn your lounge area into your single bed, all you have to do is pull the base forward as far as it'll go, and then just pull the base cushion forward, and then push the backrest into the gap that's left, and then you'll have your 2 single beds ready to sleep on. In the bathroom, we've got a large wardrobe with hanging space. Next we've got your shower. And we've also got your toilet. There's some nice cupboards above. And then we've also got your large mirror in front of your sink, and again some more cupboards down below. And then we've also got a skylight that does open up, so you can have a bit of fresh air and let the steam out when you're having a shower. When you want to flush your toilet, make sure you've got your water pump turned on, and then push the blue button here and you'll get a flow of water into the bowl. And then to open and shut the blade, you just pull the grey lever forwards and backwards. Just remember to leave the blade and the lid shut so you don't get any smells in your vehicle. In the cupboard under your fridge, we've got your trip switches and fuses. So if you're hooked up and you're not receiving power in the vehicle, if you press this blue button here, if the van trips, it means there's something inside the vehicle causing the issue. However, if it doesn't trip, it could be your hookup cable or the power coming into the vehicle that could be the issue. And then we'd always advise that you take some extra fuses with you on holiday, just in case any of them blow, you can easily replace them when you're away. Under the bench on the driver's side, right towards the back, we've got your boiler drain down valve. So this little yellow toggle here, when you want to drain your boiler down, you want to pull this up, and then the water will drain out of your boiler. When you pull it up like that, all the water will be draining out of your boiler, and then push it down and all the water will stop. So you want to do this when you are winterizing your vehicle, so you're not leaving any water in the boiler to freeze and cause frost damage. But also if you're not going to be using the van for a couple of months, it's a good idea just to drain your boiler down so the water doesn't go stagnant before you use it again.